Hello and welcome back to my Garden of Tales. I'm Flower Girl J. Today's story is about a farmer named Eno and his cow. It's called Farmer Eno and His Cow by Jens Rasmus, published by Orchard Books. Farmer Eno lived on a green hill in the country. He had 3 fields, a vegetable garden, and a cow. The cow he named Africa after the shape of her biggest spot. One night, Farmer Eno had a dream. In the dream, he was captain of an orange ship sailing on the open sea. Towering waves rocked the boat, and salt water sprayed his face. He could see exotic lands on the horizon. When Farmer Eno woke the next morning, something lay on the floor not far from his bed. An orange boat, exactly like the one in his dream, but much smaller. How strange, thought Farmer Eno. How did it get here? He put it on the shelf. That night, Farmer Eno dreamed again about piloting a ship across the sea. This time the ship was green with a yellow smokestack. When he rubbed the sleep from his eyes at first light, by his bed lay a small green boat with a yellow smokestack. This became a regular event. Every night Farmer Eno sailed over the high seas, and each morning the ship he had dreamed of lay on the floor before him. Each time the boat was larger, and soon Farmer Eno barely had any room in his house. One morning, Farmer Eno woke and looked for the boat from his dream, but couldn't find it. It stopped, he thought, relieved. What would I do with so many boats? I am, after all, a farmer. He headed outdoors to tend his crops, and there on a field lay a boat as big as the house. Farmer Eno was flabbergasted. The next morning he looked out the window and saw another bigger ship in front of the house. Soon his farm was dotted with ships of many kinds and many colors. This can't go on, Farmer Eno said to himself. Soon I won't have room for my crops, he said to Africa. I'm going to the city for medicine to cure my dreaming. Good, said Africa. I'll come with you, so you won't be lonely. As they set out for town, Farmer Eno tucked the small orange boat under his arm. It was the first ship he had dreamed of. He would show it in the city to help explain his sickness. Getting to the city took most of the day. Farmer Eno and Africa went straight to the nearest hospital. I have a severe dream sickness, Farmer Eno told the doctors. I dream of ships and they appear on my fields. Soon I won't be able to harvest anything. The doctors looked at Farmer Eno, they looked at the small orange boat, they looked at Africa, and then they looked at one another. There's no sickness, they said, but stay the night. We'll give you something to calm you, and in the morning everything will be fine. Farmer Eno got a bed in a big ward. Africa was not allowed to stay in the hospital. She grazed on the lawn in front, which was more to her liking anyhow. Farmer Eno was discouraged by what the doctors had said. They can't help me here, he thought. It was a long time before he could sleep, but finally Farmer Eno's eyes closed and he dreamed. He was on a marvelous ship sailing the seven seas. He woke suddenly to loud cries and found people dashing back and forth. There in the middle of the ward was the bow of a gigantic ship. Oh my goodness, thought Farmer Eno. This is bound to mean trouble. He quickly pulled on his clothes and ran to the door where Africa was already waiting. Hop on, yelled Africa, and they dashed away. They came to a park on the outskirts of town and sat in the grass to catch their breath. How will it end? Moaned the bewildered Farmer Eno. I have an idea, said Africa. We'll go to the shore. It's not far from here. If you dream of a boat there, at least it can float and won't get in the way. Good, said Farmer Eno, and they went to the shore. When Farmer Eno saw the blue ocean and felt the sea breeze, he closed his eyes and breathed deeply. It's wonderful here, he said to Africa. I'll sleep on the beach and dream the most beautiful ship yet. We'll sail around the world in it. Exhausted, he lay down on the sand and instantly fell asleep. But that night, Farmer Eno didn't dream of any ships, not even of a rowboat. He didn't dream at all. In the morning, he sat sadly on the beach and stared at the sea. Suddenly, he exclaimed, We'll take one of the ships lying around on the green hill at home and tow it to the water. So Farmer Eno and Africa went back to the farm, but when they arrived, the fields were bare. All the ships that Farmer Eno had dreamed were gone, and in the house everything looked the same as it had before the dreams began. Only the orange ship was left, the one Farmer Eno still carried under his arm. What shall we do now? He asked. Now that I've seen the ocean, I don't want to be a farmer. I want to sail the high seas. But the ships are gone. Don't worry, said Africa. Sell your farm and buy a ship. Africa, you're right. I'll do it, cried Farmer Eno, and leapt up. What a smart cow you are. Let's not waste any time. No sooner said than done. To his joy, Eno immediately found a ship he liked, and a week after they had seen the sea for the first time, he and Africa set sail. Where should we sail first? Asked Sailor Eno at the helm. I have a suggestion, said Africa. Sailor Eno didn't dream of ships again, not even of a teeny tiny boat. He was in high spirits as he and Africa slowly sailed toward the horizon. But a strange sickness was spreading throughout the city. Can you guess what that sickness was? Let me ask you kids a question. What do you dream about? What would you like to do? What would you like to do in the future or even right now? Think about that. Farmer Eno's dream was to sail the high seas. What are my dreams? I don't know, but that's okay. That's okay if you don't know right now. It'll come. But think of this before we leave. What are the things that make you happy? Farmer Eno was a farmer, but it didn't really make him happy, did it? So what are the things that make you happy? Think about that. Until next time, this is Flower Girl J. See you next week.